there, middle schoolers. I'm Helen McConnell, your EFT tapping expert, and I've been invited by Andersen Construction and ASI Structures to develop this series of tapping videos to help you through these most interesting times of distance learning. Some middle schoolers will really love not having to go to physical school and all that goes with that, while others will really miss hanging out with their friends and going to class and all that goes with that. Wherever you're at, it's totally okay. Tapping can help you. I'm certain that during this time you will be noticing maybe more emotions or different emotions, and whatever you feel is absolutely okay. The key with tapping is to help you feel it and release it. Feel it and release it. Just because we have an emotion doesn't mean we have to react to it. Okay, so we're going to start today on this video about anxiety. Do you feel anxious some or much of the time? Would you like to get some relief from this anxiety or anxious feelings? Stay with me. We're going to use tapping to learn to begin to relieve these anxious feelings. So what is this weird tapping thing? Tapping is what we call EFT, emotional freedom techniques. We just call it tapping because there are lots of other EFTs in today's world. And because we actually tap on our acupuncture meridian points. I'm going to show you how to do it. If you haven't learned the basics yet, just follow along. You'll get the hang of it. Start by sensing into your anxious feelings, how they feel right now on a scale of 0 to 10. Don't overthink it. 0 is no anxiety. 10 is the most anxious you could feel. And I know a lot of people feel really anxious right now. Maybe you did before all of this distance learning and COVID, but for many people, it's been intensified, and that's okay. Whatever you're feeling, there's nothing wrong with the feelings, but are the feelings actually helping you? Or are they causing you some problems? All right, so I want you to rate the intensity of your anxious feelings right now. Write that number down. And then we're going to tap and just notice what happens. Tapping is self-administered. You can just tap along. Hopefully you'll learn what you need to learn. All right, we're going to tap on the side of the hand, and I want you to just repeat after me whatever I say. Even if it doesn't exactly apply to you, your unconscious mind will know what to do with these words, okay? So you start by saying, even though I feel these anxious feelings, and you take a moment to repeat that, I deeply and completely accept myself. I want you to really notice and observe your anxious feelings while you tap. Even though I feel these anxious feelings, I deeply and completely accept myself. And one more time. We usually do that setup statement 3 times. Even though I'm feeling these anxious feelings, I deeply and completely accept myself. Okay? And I'm going to throw some phrases in here that just say them even if they don't apply. Just say these anxious feelings on the eyebrow. Whenever I think about school, side of the eye, these anxious feelings. Under the eye, when I think about school. Under the nose, I feel anxious. On the chin, when I think about school. Collarbone, I feel these anxious feelings. Under the arm, I don't know if you can see me, under the arm, when I think about school. Okay, that's 1 round of tapping. Just take a deep breath, gentle breath in and out. And we're just getting started. We're just getting the hang of it. So just notice, think about the same thing you were thinking about before, these anxious feelings, and notice how they feel. Are they the same intensity? Has the number gone up, down, or stayed the same? And write the new number down. Okay, we're going to do the next round. And this is a really general feeling of anxious feelings. Thinking about school, that's pretty general. Okay, and we'll do a more specific one in just a minute. But start like this and say, even though I have these remaining anxious feelings, I deeply and completely accept myself. And we're tapping on the side of the hand. Just tap with me. You don't have to keep your hand up here. I'm just doing it so you can see it. You can keep it down here. Even though I feel these anxious feelings, even though I feel even though I have these remaining anxious feelings, I deeply and completely accept myself. Okay, we'll do it one more time. Even though I have these remaining anxious feelings, I deeply and completely accept myself. Okay, now we're going to tap around those points again, top of the head, these remaining anxious feelings. On the eyebrow, these remaining anxious feelings. Side of the eye, these remaining anxious feelings. Under the eye, when I think about school. Under the nose, these remaining anxious feelings. On the chin, these remaining anxious feelings. Collarbone, these remaining anxious feelings. And under the arm, these remaining anxious feelings. Okay. And go ahead and take a gentle breath in and out. And re-rate again the intensity of your anxious feelings. And also notice if anything came up while you were tapping. Just be really honest with yourself. And tapping, what it does is it soothes your nervous system eventually. And at first, if you're not used to soothing your nervous system in this way, part of you is going to just want to get up and get away. But do your best to sit and do some more tapping. So if your anxiety has changed at all, keep tapping. Do a few more rounds until the level of anxiety, the intensity comes down. We want to eventually get it to 0, but if you can get it down to a 3 or a 4, you're doing good. You can do it again tomorrow. Okay, so each time you just say, and the third or fourth time, you don't need to do it 3 times. You can say, even though I still have these anxious feelings, I accept myself and these feelings. And accepting yourself and these feelings does not mean you like them. It means you accept that you have them. Okay? And then you can tap around and say, these remaining anxious feelings on the eyebrow. I still have these anxious feelings. Side of the eye. I still have these anxious feelings. And you can add whatever you want here. You can say, I feel like they're always with me. These anxious feelings on the chin. When I think about school, collarbone, these anxious feelings. Under the arm, I still have these anxious feelings. Okay, and then you can take a deep breath in and out. And what a lot of people notice is after we've done it 2 or 3 times and you're kind of getting used to it, you might find something more specific that you feel anxious about. It might be a specific thing at school or doing Zoom school or something else. If that's the case, then start again and fill in those phrases with what's up for you. You can say, even though I feel these anxious feelings, because I don't know what the future is going to bring, or whatever it is for you. Okay, so you can use your own words in there, but always say, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I feel blank, I deeply and completely accept myself. Okay, so you want to keep doing that, keep rating the intensity. All right, so that's our general anxious tapping. All right, now I hear this a lot. And so I'm going to do this next one for anxious feelings about social media, because depending on what your situation is, social media can cause an awful lot of anxiety. And I think that's too bad. That's really too bad, because social media has its positives. We did not have social media when I was in school. School was difficult enough to navigate when I was in middle school and high school without social media. Even my kids were just beginning to get social media when they were in school. My youngest daughter had MySpace. So that tells you how old my kids are. And they had a hard time with very little social media, but it was beginning to cause a lot of anxiety. So I can't say I know exactly what you're going through, but I do understand the underlying cause. And it's about you being concerned, sometimes with good reason, about what other people are going to post about you on social media, or what they're going to say about you. I understand that. But you get to learn to really, really, really honor and love yourself, who you are. Yeah, that's not going to happen real quick, but you can tap. Anytime something comes up, you can tap on it. I invite you to just honor yourself enough to take really good care of yourself. Don't post stuff because you think someone else will be impressed. Only post what you feel is right for you to post. We're going to tap again. I want you to sense into your anxiety about social media or a particular person with regard to social media. Just pick one thing that bothers you about social media. And if this doesn't apply to you, if you don't use social media, that's fine. You don't have to tap this, or you can even tap along and you may get some results. So 0 to 10, how intense does it feel? I'm going to use the example of social media just in general. So you tap on the side of your hand and say, even though I feel anxious about social media, and you repeat that. I deeply and completely love and accept myself. And you can just do it once. And then you tap around and say, social media. Eyebrow. I feel anxious about social media. Side of the eye. What will people think? Under the eye. Will I get any likes? Under the nose. What will people think? On the chin. Social media. On the collarbone. I feel anxious about social media. And under the arm. I feel anxious about social media. Okay. And just take a deep breath in and out. And this is just a sample, and you can adjust this and edit it for yourself. Like if there's a specific social media that really bothers you, use that. The more specific you can be, the better. I'm just being general here. Okay, so if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me, helen@helenmcconnell.com, and ask me about tapping. Or if you have a specific emotional thing and you don't know how to tap on it, go ahead and email me. Tell me what's up, and I'll get back to you and tell you how to tap. Watch the videos in this series. All the videos in this series are listed in the description of this video. You can click on the ones that are appropriate for your age group and for your issue. All right, thanks for watching. Here's to your emotional freedom and well-being.